Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name's Jade, and this is The Interview. And today on the show we have Keeonra from Keeonra Music on YouTube, and we are going to be talking all things clicky bits. What the bloody hell are clicky bits? You're going to find out more. But we're going to kick off with one of Keeonra's songs called I Am Grateful. Let's oge.
I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I am grateful. I am grateful for nature all around, avoiding poop upon the ground. I am grateful. I am grateful for falling off the swing. You said you didn't have a thing. I am grateful. I am grateful. Playing golf the ball and bound. You picked me up off the ground. I am grateful. I met you. You met me. For you are everything to me. Our love's bigger than our TV. Even when life gets busy, you text me, you love me, and I mean, I'm grateful for the bright and shining stars. You help me open jars. I am grateful. I am grateful for the dawn of every day. Online gaming that we play. I am grateful. I love you. You love me. For you are everything to me. Our love's bigger than our TV. Even when life gets busy, you text me, you love me, and I mean, we have something special. Friendship's been the key. Growing old together, but staying young at heart, we will be. For you are everything to me. Our love's bigger than our TV. Even when life gets busy, you text me, you love me, and I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Good morning, welcome to the show. My name is Jade, and this is The Interview, and I hope you are doing okay. Are you doing okay? Good. Because we've got to check in with each other, yeah? Have you reached out to somebody this week and said to them, hey, how you going? You all right? Because we should do that. Let's make this coming week the week of checking in. We had Are You Okay kind of week going, or I don't know if it's a week, or it should be every bloody day. Just if you got somebody on your friends list that you haven't spoken to for a good period of time, do it. Reach out to them. Send them a message. Go, hey, you doing okay today? Just do it. You know, you'll feel really good. I've been doing that all week, and caught up with a whole bunch of people I haven't spoken to in ages. And guess what? Everybody's feeling the exact same. So it's pretty interesting. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than reaching out to somebody who may be needing it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, little rant over there, because we don't need to rant about that stuff. Welcome, everybody who's watching on the live stream. I'll call your names out in a little moment's time. For those of you keeping score at home, and those of you watching on the replay, hello to you too. If you're lurking as well, lurk away. We love our lurkers. LOL. And just a little bit of a recap before we bring on our special guest. Yes, I'm in the studio still. All good. We're in the studio, and behind me, you can't see it, and half the floorboards have been ripped up. We've got 9 dehumidifying machines all through the house, dehumidifying my entire house. Well, not my entire house, just mainly the studio and bedroom because my house got flooded and I almost lost everything. But you know what? It all turned out not too bad. Tell you what, folks, if you do have a recording studio with gear and stuff, we're going to be talking about this week on the channel, on the rant, we're going to be talking about surge equipment and ways to protect your studio in case something goes wrong. And also, if it wasn't for me buying two $90 rugs and putting them on my floor, I probably would have lost everything. So sometimes the unexpected can save your day. The show does go on, Ed Z. Alrighty, it's been a long time coming, this guest here. Now, I remember first coming across her on a channel, some guy, you may know him. His name's Mike Enjo. I would see her around the chats and hanging out and chitter-chattering, and this was pre-Clicky bits. And then she kicked off her YouTube channel, and she started by getting involved in this little thing that is happening right now. This is why I thought it was appropriate to bring her on, this little thing called Song Timber. You may have heard of it by this guy, Peter Johns, and it's a Song in a Month challenge. And Keeonra said, you know what, I'm going to get involved in this. I'm going to kick off, get on my YouTube channel. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to show people how I make music, and very bravely, how I'm just starting out learning making music. It's a very brave thing to do, and very hard when your YouTube channel is really small and you're doing it to a smaller audience, right? So you're sitting there exposing yourself, and when you have very little idea what you're doing, you've only watched people's tutorials and stuff. And that song you just heard then, that was her first song that she released called I Am Grateful. Pretty fucking incredible, yeah, for somebody who's never made music. So just in saying that, you all should be on your feet as I introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, tables and chairs, pull down your undies and show us your hairs, the wonderful Keeonra Music. G'day, Keeonra.
G'day, how you going?
Pretty good. It's pretty bloody early where you are.
Hell to the yes. I wondered what the noise was outside. Apparently birds sing in the morning.
What? Birds? What?
I know, right?
What is happening?
What the hell?
For those of you who don't know, I live in Melbourne, Australia. Keeonra lives right on the other side of Australia, over in Western Australia, and it's a good hike, and there's a time difference. We do this thing called daylight savings, and they don't. So normally you're like 3 hours behind us, but because of our stupid daylight savings nonsensical sensory, you're only 2 hours behind now.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
I have to think about that and use my mobile phone and get the clock out. And it's like, yeah, we don't have daylight saving here because our cows will fade.
We are off early.
Boom. Yes, you'll keep that button handy. We'll see how we go.
So thankful that you've come on the show. It's been, as I said, it's been a long time coming, and I had planned to have you on earlier, but kind of disappeared for a little while, and I was like, oh, well, she's not really around, and then these things happen, so I was just like, well, there'll be another time where we can bring her back on. And now here we are back in Songtember, and you're back on the channel doing your magic. How is your Songtember going so far?
Oh, looked. I'm struggling. I'm trying to. It's been a while, and so I'm trying to work out which clicky bits to click and the buttons and the things, and how do I do all this again? And my absolute demon of imposter syndrome appearing and going, no, you can't sing in front of a microphone. What the hell are you thinking? So I'm still battling that, and leaving the lyrics till the last absolute second. As most of us do. And that's the thing. It's like I get to a point, it's like, what are you doing? Just stop it. Just get on with it and do it. As you played before, it's like there was that song. I really still like it. And to like your own music is an awesome thing. I think that's half the battle. If you can like your own music and not have a little bit of vomit in your mouth when you hear your own voice, then it's really good, It
is. And, as I said, I got the privilege of watching you do that first. And I've watched you do many songs since. And For anybody starting out live streaming, it's incredibly hard. And I actually, this is interesting. I don't know if you know this, but YouTube are just about to roll out 30 really brand new features, and some of them are really amazing. Some of them are dog shit AI rubbish, but one of them is super cool. It's the ability to live stream on YouTube without live streaming. This is so cool. So it actually has a live stream button. You set up YouTube, you hit live stream, and it looks like you're live streaming, and your chat's full of people chatting that are all bots just to simulate the experience to help you get used to it. What an
That's
ingenious
cool.
idea.
That's cool.
For you had
Yeah.
to sit there with someone like me and Pete Johns and Ashley HM, and we'd all sit there and you're just going, shit, this is bloody scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, more so because it was you. But no, I'm kidding.
Well,
But yeah. No, it was
That's what I do.
I know. It wasn't too bad because I have a member of my household who streams on Twitch. And so they sort of, here's some hints and tips. And I went, really? We'll throw that all out the window and I'll just do my own shit. So, but yeah, no, I just do it. And we might go into some of the history where the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of my lowest points as far as my music career is concerned. I call it a career, but I've only gotten paid for a few gigs over the years, funerals and weddings. But the lowest of the low, I keep thinking about, well, I can never get back down there. That will never happen again. And that was, yeah, awful. But anyway,
it's
we'll
hard.
talk about that later.
It's hard with the lows, isn't it? Because it takes a long time for the human brain to calculate. All right, I think I've hit the bottom. So, well, that's the only way up now, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the hope, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got heaps of people rolling in now. As I said, guys, I'll call you out in about, I don't know, what have we got? What time? Oh, the clock's right there. What am I doing? In about 15 minutes, we'll call you out and we'll say hello to you all, so stick around. Let's get into the questiones. The famous one, ask everybody, Keeonra, what does music mean to you?
Everything. Everything. I know that it's a bit cliche, but it is. I've never known my life not to include music, and I've never known my life to not be singing. My old family home neighbour said to my mother when I moved to Perth that she missed hearing me singing from my old bedroom window. I used to go into her backyard because she'd listen for my voice every day because I practiced every day. And, I didn't, hearing that back made me realize how much music has made me who I am, influences my decisions. It's my happy place, it's my safe place. It's everything. To me, it's everything. So yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because what you say resonates with me, and I'm sure many other people. I can't even imagine a world without singing or music, especially now. I'm probably listening to more music I've ever listened to in my life right now, because it's such a great escape.
Yeah.
When I'm not watching Alien Earth, but that's another story. So, has there been a song that there's been a moment? I don't know if everybody has this experience. For me, it was, I had this girlfriend, she left me, and there was the Metallica album came out, the Black Album, and I hated that album with a passion because it was commercial and it wasn't Metallica to me. But somehow, because this girl broke up with me, Nothing Else Matters became my song for 2 weeks, and I just played it on continuously and just bawled my bloody eyes out. Has there ever been a song, one of those, that has just got you through some really dog shit period in your life that every time you hear it, you go, fuck, that song's great?
Um,
I didn't have any idea I was going to ask you this, by the way.
No, that's okay. I had no idea I was going to be asked, so
Exactly.
it's okay. Here we are. Look, there's definitely, and as I'm getting older, my memory is shit, so that's okay.
We're not
But yeah,
judging you or
definitely,
anything.
I don't give a shit. Judge away, I don't care. Um, but no, I really, there's been lots of music, lots of songs. Oh, yes.
Ah, there it is.
Ah, there it is. Oh. Oh, that's
We got a
yep,
winner, folks.
yep. So back in my day, back in the 80s was it? I think. Yeah, Phil Collins, One More Night.
Oh, baby, deep cut.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was yeah. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Well, there's a. You know what? You don't. That's the thing. You don't need to explain. You don't need to have a
No,
backstory behind it
no.
because. And I'm sure so many people. Maybe we need to add this into the interview all the time because so many people have those songs that, again, like me, I hear the first Counting Crows album.
Yep.
If I hear one song off the first Counting Crows album, then I have to stop everything and go and listen to the whole album.
Yep.
I have to,
Yep.
because
Yep.
it is just a complete piece of my life.
Yeah.
It's so weird how music does that to you. So let's talk about when Keeonra was miniaturized and tiny little human being in a house with these strange animals that were called their parents, and were babbling away and putting on music around the house. Who were some of the artists that your parents listened to, and did they affect you? Which were the ones you hated? Which were the ones you loved?
Oh, both lists are incredibly long. Yeah, for the ones I loved, that's easy. ABBA. It was the 70s. I picked up a
Birds of
hairbrush
prey.
when I was 3 years old. I have all the albums to this day. I actually still have the original vinyls. Yes, they're coming up 50 years old. So I definitely have some collector's items there. ABBA was my thing. I loved ABBA so much. They were my go-to.
Did
Um,
you? I'll just stop you there for a second.
yeah.
Did you like the reformation recently? Were you a fan of the comeback of the
Oh, look,
Baba?
everyone's got to put food on the table, and if they choose to do that,
All right,
go at them.
continue.
But yeah, I they can do whatever they want. I mean, music is a time capsule. So
Yes.
for me, that's that period of my life and that time. Other things around about the same age. That was the time that Saturday Night Fever movie came out, of which I was way too young to even know about, but I loved the music. I had no idea what the story meant, and I saw it when I was older and went, huh, that's why my parents didn't want me to watch that, because I love the music.
Yeah, it's interesting
Um,
those adult themes, isn't it?
I know, right? But yeah, Saturday Night Fever, the Bee Gees, loved all that sort of music. I've got an older sibling, so Daddy Cool, Supertramp, Led Zeppelin, all of that when I was about 5, 6 years of age was my go-to. Um, and Australian rock like Akadaka. Uh,
Akadaka.
Yeah, AC/DC,
Yeah,
Akadaka. I
Akadaka.
mean, um, Jimmy Barnes, Cold Chisel, all the Australian stuff.
Fonzie,
Farnsey.
you're
Oh
the
my,
voice.
I've met him. He is a wonderful person. He is so nice. He is just, oh, it just, yeah.
Daryl, is there a Daryl Braithwaite in there? Horses. That's the
Let's,
way it's gonna be, little darling.
little darling, riding on the
Horses.
horses. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I have the cassette. I used to play it in my car
Nice.
when I was, yeah, that's cassettes. There used to
They're
be
making a comeback. They're
I
big.
know.
They're happening. You know.
I know.
Once
It's
kids worked out
awesome.
what they were.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. Other music that was around the house at the time, Petulia Clark,
Ooh.
Judith Durham, whom I sang with later on in life, which was awesome,
Oh, wow.
and met.
They don't make names like Petulia anymore, do
Uh,
they?
no, Nana Muscuri.
Nana
Um,
Muscuri,
oh
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, good old Nana.
This is all. Olivia Newton-John,
Yeah,
bless her.
that's what
Oh
I
my
grew up
God,
with. My mum,
Xanadu.
Livy Newton-John, was my whole household.
Yeah. Jim Neighbours, The
Oh,
Village People. This is all of my mum's music. She
yeah.
loved all of that stuff. She was. My parents were a lot older than me. Um, I was born on their 15th wedding anniversary, so I was a pleasant surprise. So they told me when I was good, other times maybe not. But yeah, so that was so I grew up with a really weird range of music because there was stuff from my siblings, stuff from my parents, stuff from my cousins, and what I was hearing. And then as I grew up into like sort of teenage years, it was Countdown. Molly Meldrum changed the music scene of the world. So growing up watching Countdown and Rage and absolutely as soon as it was on the shelves, getting that Smash Hits music
Ah,
magazine.
smash hits.
And it was like, Duran Duran and Genesis, Phil Collins, huge Phil Collins. I love drummers. Yeah, I just all of that stuff. And the list goes on. The
A
list just goes
huge
on.
variety.
Yeah.
Were there any that you had that would come on, your family would play, and you'd go, you know what? I think I'm going to go outside and play for a bit.
No.
No, no,
No,
very lucky.
there was no smooth jazz at all, so it was
Right.
okay.
See, for me, it
Yeah.
was horse racing. My dad listened to horse racing a lot,
Oh,
and I'd hear
yeah.
race one, number one, Doonbin, and just go, I don't want to know what a Doonbin is.
No, I was fortunate that that was not the case. It was very much a put the music on and sing along. My mum always had the radio on when she was doing work and stuff around the house. She was predominantly the main um, housekeeper type person in the household. And the radio was in the kitchen and on all the time. So it was just, there was always music, always music.
What about the first album you purchased with Keeonra's pocket money, and
Oh.
the gift that you got that was music, even music related? Not even
Oh.
So, what do you think?
Look, honestly, I think there's the chipmunks in there somewhere.
Oh, the Chipmunks! Have we had the Chipmunks before?
I think the chipmunks were definitely in there somewhere.
Have you these days? You know what's an interesting thing? Going and getting the Chipmunk songs, putting them in your door, and slowing them down to hear what the voices actually sound like. If you haven't done it, folks, go and do it. It's an interesting afternoon of
That'd be
wow.
cool. That would be
That guy
cool.
sounds creepy.
What drugs were they on at the time? Um, yeah, and I think of all things, yeah, I don't know what I bought. I think I'm yeah, I'm not gonna Michael Jackson's in there somewhere. Let's leave it at that. Um,
Hey, look, the thing is, you can't.
no, let's
the
just yeah,
music's amazing. No, I'm not saying you can't like Michael. The music's amazing. Like
the
he
music's brilliant.
shaped an entire period of music.
Yeah,
Massive, influential musician,
yeah,
amazing dancer, all that stuff. Unfortunately, not everything is perfect, and that's
exactly, yeah.
what are you going to do?
The other one, I think, yeah, I think definitely the Chipmunks was one I was given. It was either Michael Jackson or here we go, Bananarama.
Oh, good one.
So yeah, Bananarama was way up there. I was into the old girl bands back in
Yep.
the day. Um, but I didn't buy a lot of music till teenage years. And then I bought everything. I would walk 15 minutes to the bus stop, sometimes with friends, sometimes on my own in my teenage years, catch the bus for half an hour into Adelaide because I'm originally from Pete John's land of Adelaide.
Radelaide.
Um, yep. And I used to go, and he would remember this. Used to go to Alan's music, which then changed to Brash's music.
Yeah.
And you'd go in there, and in the basement was all the sheet music, which I
Yes,
later on had to go and
absolutely.
buy sheet music. Like I had no idea how this song, you try and find stuff you heard on the radio or something, and then try and sight read it.
And they'd have all the books as well. Man,
Books.
what a time we lived in there. It'd be like, I need to learn a song. I have to go to a
Yeah,
shop, go buy a
yeah,
book,
yep, yep.
and
And
sometimes they were wrong.
oh yeah, no, I could never afford the books.
Right.
In my teenage, it was a one sheet music, and that was it. Each, which ended up being more expensive
Yeah,
anyway if
what a
you add
time
it
to live
all
in.
up.
Yeah, go
I
and
know, it's like
spend,
really,
walk out with a
really,
piece of paper. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. But upstairs they had all their albums, and yeah, I couldn't afford albums too much, so I bought a lot of singles. Um, and so yeah, I've got a whole wad of singles still today. Um, but yeah, it was a day out to go buy an album. And yeah, now it's just like click of a button, a clicky bit, and there's your music.
You've just
Very different.
segued. You've just segued. Right. So great stuff. In Melbourne, very much the same shops.
Mm,
I went to the same shops, Allen's, then Brash's, but then
yep.
I went on a different path and found metal, and it was independent stores because it was very hard
Mm,
to get metal in Australia as a kid.
yeah.
They had a specialist store here called Metal for Melbourne, and that was where you had to go, and they could inflate the prices so ridiculous that you would just
Mm,
it was like tariffs on top. But you mentioned this term, and it's the title of today's show. So let's talk about this, and then we'll get in and play another song. What the fuck are clicky bits?
okay. Clicky bits is something that my sibling and I joke about because uh, they are older than me, not tech savvy. And I worked for many years in the corporate world in IT, and I sent an email and they said, "But you said you were going to send such and such with this email." And I said, "Yeah, I did. It's in the link." "What's a link?" "See that blue thing that's underlined?" Now, this is going back like 20 odd years ago or whatever. So it's that blue thing that's underlined in the body of the email. "Well, what do I do with that?" "Click on it." "What do you mean click on it?" "Get the mouse and just you press on it. It's the clicky. That's the clicky bit. Click the clicky bit in the email." So the clicky bit is all about it's a term of endearment with my sibling, and we joke about it still to this day. And it's something that I brought up, and so did they when I started my YouTube channel and said, "Oh, well, just click on the thumb and the like and the subscribe, and all the clicky bits are down below." So yes.
I love it, right? And when I first heard you say it, I was like, oh man, I wish I'd have thought of that. That saves so much time. I'm sitting here.
Just
Do
the
the
clicky
like,
bits.
do the subscribe,
Yeah.
just do the clicky bits, folks. All right, you know the story, all the things.
All
So,
the things.
for those of you who wanted to know what the clicky bits are, I hope you're all informed now, and you can go away very, very happy because clicky bits have been explained. There will be a test at the end of the show.
Mm, mm,
So have your clicky bits ready. We're going to play another song. So this was the second song that you released in 2023. Tell us a
mm.
little bit how you got to making this one. This is called Chilled.
Ah, this, yeah. This was really cool. I have Mike and Joe to blame for a lot of all of this. It's all his fault because
We blame Mike for everything here.
we do indeed. Morning, Mike. How you going? Actually, no, no, it's not him at the door. It's okay because we we actually live in the same suburb, which is really freaky. But no, I had no idea that you could make music or anything, and so long story how I got into it, but I found Mike's channel, learned lots of stuff. And one of the things that he was talking about was discovering new instruments and things and how it can really inspire you to write a piece of music. And I thought, oh, that's bullshit. I call bullshit to that. No way. You've got to have these skills and all this knowledge, and there's a formula and all the rest of it. And I got Arturia's augmented piano. and one of my favorite virtual instruments, and I love Arturia stuff. And I was having a play around with it, I downloaded it, installed it. It was great, and I found this one preset on there, and I went, "Oh, that's so cool!" And I wrote, and it was the same day that, as you'll see if you read the start of the video of the information that came out from the World Health United Nations or something, and that was in my heart, and I wrote it from the heart. There's no lyrics, but the visuals went through it, and I wrote the music, produced it, did the video, all in within 5 hours. It just bleh, came out, and I still love it. It's just such a it it for me it gives me permission to breathe, just to stop, just to breathe and to think. And that's the purpose of this song.
And that's exactly what we're going to do now. You ready, folks? Let's Oge. This is Chilled. Bang. Listen, it's very rare that I get the chance to say something like this. That was Keonra's second song she ever produced, right? Ever made in a DAW, right? From watching people on YouTube and then just getting it on camera in front of fucking strangers on the internet and exposing yourself to that point. There are musicians out there who are seasoned musicians who've been playing for years and years and years who would be so incredibly grateful to be able to produce something like that. Keonra, congratulations, right? I always wanted to say
Thank you,
this.
my friend.
I think watching you do this, I've been at a lot of your streams and watched you from the very beginning and sit there and watch you do it, and I never interfere and say, oh, yeah, no, you should do this. No, because you got to let people fucking explore and it's an incredible job. Right, an incredible job. So big kudos to you. That was just absolutely fucking sensational. And if you think otherwise, you're a fucking idiot. You probably should clean out your ears. That's just the way, and I'm sure everybody here agrees. Russ, you're a sicko. I don't know what to tell you. I can hear you laughing right now. I know you too well. Thank you.
Russ never change.
He,
Never change.
no, he won't. Trust me.
No.
Ashley, thank you so much for the very kind super sticker. You can, if you want to send those and stuff, you can. There's no. I'm not holding you back. All right, but it's never expected or anything like that. Incredible job. Let's go back to school. We got to go back to school again. All right. Grease 2 reference there, was it? Or I think so. I think it
Grease.
was. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Grease 1. What? See?
I think so.
I think it
No,
was.
2.
I can't
That's 2.
remember.
I can't remember.
See, I like 2 better anyway, but I'm a weirdo. Yes.
Ooh.
Michael Carrington. What a
Mm.
dork.
Mm.
Dork factor. Anyway, somehow
Agree to disagree.
look, I think it is. I don't know. I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer more than anything. Can I get a hell yeah in the chat for Michelle Pfeiffer? Anyway, so back to school lessons. We in because Australia, we're pretty lucky here. Many of our public school systems have the ability to learn the recorder. Did you get offered the recorder? Was it uncomfortable putting in your mouth? And have you continued with the recorder? Tell us about music in school, if you were offered.
Yeah. Okay, so music in school was someone said, "Will I drop the F-bomb?" You asked, Doug. This is for you. Fuck yeah. So there may be more. Yes. So primary school, even from the age of 5, I was very, very fortunate to be at a primary school that had a really good music program and choirs and that sort of thing. So I was, and oh my goodness, Mrs. Thompson in grade 3.
Mrs. Thompson.
Look, she could have had me if she played her cards right.
She was a looker.
Oh no, that's wrong. All right. She was beautiful. She was a lovely, lovely person, but she brought a guitar into school every day. And I think at some point she said to the headmaster or whatever and teachers and went, you know what, the kids can learn a lot through music. All I remember is we just sang. We just sang songs and she played the guitar all the time. I think there was some maths and other stuff in there thrown in, but for the most part, we just sat all on the mat, all together, a bunch of, what was that, about 8-year-olds or whatever at that age, and we just sang. She played the guitar and we sang. It was just like the 60s in a park. It was great. But yeah, so there was a great choral program. So every year, every class there was like an end of year concert. We all sang something like each class. So each class was its own choir sort of thing. We performed something at the end of the year. And then towards the end of primary school, I think it was grade 4 or 5 onwards, I think. So halfway through primary school, you sang in the big choir of the school. And the best of that group was invited to audition for the Stedford choir for the primary school.
Oh, the old bloody rocker Stedford.
Well, this was before Rocker
Rock, well,
Stedford.
just in a
It wasn't.
Stedford, yeah.
Yeah, it was so Rocker Stedford wasn't a thing. This was you'll stand up there and not move, hands by side,
Yeah,
and
right.
sing more classical type music. So I was singing Latin, music in Latin from the age of 10 or whatever. But I think the first year we came runners up, and the second year I was in it, which is my final year of primary school, we actually won the Eisteddfod that year, which was brilliant. And we were one of the better choirs in Adelaide at the time or something. I don't know, but we were asked to sing on a commercial for the Christian Television Association.
Oh,
So we
wow.
had the cameras out.
That
Yeah,
was a
that was
big that's a big
big
deal
thing in the
back then
day.
because like
Oh
when
yeah.
you grew up as a kid in Australia, you'd get your
Yep.
cartoons in the morning and every
Yep.
now and again they'd throw in a video clip of like Kiss or something. And
Yep.
then you get all the Christian ads in there as well too, with
Yeah.
songs as well, which were pretty damn catchy.
Yep. So we came out with the Christmas carols.
Right.
So we did the Christmas carol thing, and we went into they did a day of filming out at our school. The camera crews came out, and then we did the sound recording at the Channel 9 studio
Oh
in
la
Adelaide.
la.
Yeah, yeah. So we did a half day of video recording and a half day of the audio recording in at Channel 9 studios. Um and so yeah, so that was primary school, and then left primary school, and this is a public school, and then went to a public high school. Um, and they had a specialist music program, and so cool. It was just brilliant. So they had a music suite, which back in the day, I think it still is. The school's still there. Um, it was a temporary, those big weatherboard temporary buildings they'd have at public schools.
Yeah.
It was one of those
Yep.
because one day they were going to build an actual building.
One day.
I was there over 40 years ago, my friends. And guess what?
That's still there.
Still there. And it's still the music suite.
Yeah.
But that was my safe haven. I was absolutely torturously bullied at both
Oh no.
primary school and high school. Basically had no friends, and there was a whole vast array of reasons why I was bullied, one including my name, which isn't great, and kids loved it. Loved to use that's why my name here is Keeonra. But also for work purposes from a previous career. But I was bullied all the time, and it was just awful. And I had a couple of friends in primary school that went to the same high school and then basically dumped me as their friend because I wasn't liked by a lot of people. People either love me or hate me, and at the time most of them hated me. So they just went off with other friends in other groups, and I was left by myself. So I and a couple of other loners that were also bullied, we sort of banded together, and stuck together, but to get away from the physical torture, because it was a school that, they carried knives. To get away from that, I spent my lunch times in the music suite. So that was my safe haven. It was safe haven for a lot of outcasts, if you want to call us that. Those in drama and those in music were the oddballs, the geeks of our time before there was such a thing as computers and chess clubs. So I was in the concert band, the recorder group, and I actually taught myself how to play the recorder in and read music in primary school because I didn't do record in primary school. So I taught myself how to read music and play the recorder from a book. They're those paper things, kids. If you're playing at home, they've got anyway.
There are no kids.
And
There are no kids watching this.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so I taught myself play the recorder, and um, I understand why my parents were at the other end of the house now. Oh. But yeah, so by the time I got to high school, I wanted to. You got to choose an instrument for your main instrument to learn, and they would have a specialist teacher come into the school, like they do in a lot of schools these days, who is a guitar teacher or a flute teacher or a clarinet teacher, whatever. And I really wanted to do singing. I love singing. I want to do singing as my main instrument, voice. And they said, no, you're too young. You can't do it. And I said, well, hang on. I really, really want to. Please, please, please. And they said, no. And I said, no is not an acceptable answer. So let's try something else. So at the age of 12, I was very, very persistent. And I said, look, can I just audition? Can I, just hear me out? I want to give it a go. Just, give me a chance. Anyway, so I sang for this singing teacher whom I'd never met, and she said, "Yep, no worries. You've got a piece of music. Let's go through your range. What can you do? How do you sing?" And yeah, I sang and was the first 12-year-old allowed into the program in the state at the time. And there was another girl who was also in my class who also wanted to go in, so they said, "Yep, you're really good as well." So the two of us were the youngest ones. So I was classically trained for 4 years throughout high school. Every week I had a specialist singing lesson every week throughout those years that I did music, and I was so grateful for that opportunity. That's something that a lot of people, a lot of kids don't get, and I absolutely value that. I valued it at the time, and I valued it to this day. So but yeah, I was in the concert band, the orchestra. I loved the recorder, and because I did voice, I then had to play in the other things. I had to play an instrument. So I played the recorder in the concert band and the orchestra. And then there were other kids, and including one teacher, that liked the recorder. So I, as a 14-year-old, did up little posters, put them around the school, and said, I'm starting a recorder group. And I conducted it. I organised the music, and I was in charge of the recorder group. I played bass recorder, alto recorder, which I have one, and descant recorder. And I helped to teach other people recorder and led the recorder group. And then I was also in the Highland Pipe Band and played the bass drum in that. That brings us to 5 lunchtimes a week to stay safe at school. That was the main reason.
It's I'm so sorry to hear. Look, I'm sure many of us have experienced it. You understand, musicians, whatever it is that was different than I guess you can say, oh, but it was all the sports people. I played sport as well and still got bullied by idiots because I like computers. Oh, no computers. Oh, and hasn't everybody got a computer now? Funny that. It's very interesting with bullies too, because they the things that they tend to bully you over years later when you finish school, if you ever run into them on Facebook, unfortunately, from my experience, I got bullied for liking metal, and it was all like Slayer sucks, metal sucks. You leave high school and then you run into these people and they're wearing a fucking Slayer shirt. You're like, oh, you just picked on me because I was way ahead of you, you prick.
Yeah.
So, but I need to give you a specific chime here for the Recorder
Yes.
Club.
Oh.
And on that note, that means it's time to say hello to everybody who is here in the chat. We're doing a little bit late, folks. Doug Kidder, welcome. Lily Pillis. And hey, if you haven't written anything for a while, you want your name called out, make sure you write something so I don't have to scroll too far. Hugh Caldwell's here. Leela, Forrest of the Wolf, Ashley H.M. Who else do we have? I see Semtex Cow. I know Russ8889 is here. I see Roke is in the house. We've also got Jamie Mallender. I saw Pete Johns earlier. We've got, of course, Thomas Christ. Robbie Stingle's in the house. Where are Seven Dust? Hello to you. I'm scrolling, baby, and my eyesight shit. Doug Kidder, did I say hi to Doug Kidder? Hello, Doug. I think I did. I started with you. There's my memory working in fantastic. Denise, hello. Chris Lane Senior's lurking the jerkin. So we got a nice amount of people here. I'm scrolling back down the bottom. Anybody else written anything down here? If something, says Thomas Christ, something, and something. If I've missed you, keep chatting. I'll eventually call you out, find you in the list. We're almost at the halfway point, so let's talk about, because I always find this interesting, when I ask people to come on the show, I try to get you to write a bio about yourself, because I think a lot of people are very scared to write bios or don't feel like they don't know how to do it, and it can be very confronting to to try and put together a bio. How much is too much? How much is too little? What is all this stuff? And like over time, let me just say, doing this show, people are getting better at writing bios. Right? It used to be really hard to get somebody to write something about themselves. And these days, in fact, it's gone the opposite way. People are writing so much about themselves in their bios. I need to sit down and have a cup of tea to read the entire bio, and you were no different. But thanks to ChatGPT, I was able to condense it all down to a short paragraph. But you have done, the point I'm getting to here is you have done a lot. You, to me, are a bit of a jack of all trades. And we were talking about this on Clubhouse the other day. I think it was yesterday. I was talking with Jenny, and I think my superpower is that I can adapt to things. I'm a quick learner. And so above everything else, you know, if somebody says, oh, singing or this or that, what other people think, I know in myself I can learn very quickly. So I have lots of different things. And you seem like that kind of person. Where do you think that comes from?
Ooh, okay. ADHD. I'm not formally diagnosed. My psychologist doesn't need another car. It's fine.
Right.
No, it comes from a couple of places. I think family values. My parents were very much into learning is important, being flexible in life is important, being uh, prepared for the worst, hope for the best sort of attitude. But also, I learnt from a very young age that uh, to life's to be lived, basically. I in my younger years, when I was about 5 years old or something, my mum went through breast cancer and she was in and out of hospital and all the rest of it. And I thought that everyone's mum lived in hospital. Why is your
Oh,
mum teaching, helping out at the canteen? And why is your mum coming to pick you up from school? It was my dad. Um, so mum was going through really, really bad. She ended up double mastectomy and really, really horrible time, but wasn't talked about. Never talked about. You don't talk about the C word. That was different C word back then. But
yeah.
yeah, that was in the 70s. You don't talk about that sort of thing. So I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that, oh, mum's not here again. Mum's in this hospital place. And back those days, you couldn't even, like, kids weren't even allowed in hospital a lot of times to visit even their parents. It was just bizarre. So I was, shipped off to my aunties or whatever at certain times, and I had no idea what was going on, no clue. So there's that little piece of it forms a part of the next bit, which was when I was about 12, overhearing a conversation between my mum and her younger sister, my auntie, saying, "Oh, Keeonra, needs to be careful in the future because of the family history. Because my grandmother's siblings, all the females died of breast cancer in their 40s, and all the males passed down the BRCA gene to their daughters, and all of mum's cousins died of breast cancer. So my family is on a familial breast cancer research thing here in Australia. And so on average, the female lifespan in our family was 40.
Right.
So at the age of 12, I discovered I've probably got less than 30 years left. Fuck it. Let's go. And
Great
let's do
attitude.
let's do shit. And, when I got my first credit card, let's rack it up. We need more shoot.
Yay!
So yeah, it was this whole mind shift at the age of 12 that I just went, you know what? This sucks. Um, Another one of mum's cousins has got cancer, another one. And I ended up the whole family were offered. They didn't have to if they didn't want to. Some aunties and cousins didn't take up the offer of getting their DNA checked for the BRCA gene. I did. But because it wasn't an important thing. It was just for research. You're on a waiting list for like years to have your DNA tested. So I actually had the test done while I was in Adelaide, but I didn't get the results till years later when I was in Perth. And what they found was that, yay, touch wood, I don't have the brachia gene, which is amazing, fantastic, great. I just have the normal chance of most people to randomly get breast cancer. And so because of that, they discovered going through it all, they made an assumption that my grandmother, for whatever reason, she didn't have it. It was never passed down. So from my grandmother down, none of the family have got this brachia gene. Everyone else that was tested did, which is just bizarre. And my mother got it because random,
Yeah.
shit happens. So I grew up thinking that I was going to be dead by 40, and I got my DNA results when I was 32, nursing my first child. And I didn't know what to do. It's like, well, what do I do now? I plan to die in 8 years.
I got
What the fuck?
whole life ahead of me.
Yeah. And it was like, well, that doesn't change anything. I've always lived every day as if it's my last. Not that there's no regrets. Oh, I've got a long list. That should be in a song. But yeah, I just
Regrets.
good
I've
old
had a
Frank.
few.
Yeah. But yes, I've always lived every day as if it's my last. Never go to bed angry. Always say I love you to the ones that matter. If you have an argument, just fucking kiss and make up no matter what.
Put
Just
it aside.
no.
Yeah, it's not worth
Life
carrying.
is so precious. Life is so precious. It's not worth it. Hate is such a big word, and I use it a lot because there is a lot of hate in this world, and there are a lot of people that hate things, and there are things that I hate too, and I will use it to no end because I'm passionate about things that I think are morally wrong, and I'll put my soapbox away now. But I value life. I value life. I value people.
I love it. Look, hate is such a heavy thing to carry around. And, if you are carrying it, it's okay to just put it down.
Yeah.
Just it costs nothing. Bloop. There you go. It's down. Thank you, G May, for the very kind super chat. He says, excellent interview, top shelf artist on
Oh,
you,
thank
G
you.
May. And you know what? In this moment,
Good segue.
absolutely. See, for all the little planning I do for these interviews, that somehow it all just looks like it's professional. Hello to Laurie's Mishmosh, who's in the chat. Hi, G-May. And hello to Ed Zielinski. I miss you in that list there. I see you, buddy. This is Keeonra's third song from 2023. Can you fucking believe this? Her third bloody song. She's unbelievable. This is called This Moment. We're going to listen to it. It's a lyric video. So grab your hate, leave it at the door, and let's ode, my friends. Go.
One moment in time and space. This moment. time never lasts. In the blink of an eye, this moment has passed. I will hold on to this moment, cherish the love that we have. In good times and bad, it's all that we have. One moment in time and space. This moment in this place. One moment in time and space. This moment in this place. One moment in time and space. This moment in this place. Just take my hand, let's travel fast through time and space. This moment's past. One moment in time and space. This moment in this place. One moment in time and space. This moment in this
All right, welcome back. Now, this is the period of the show where I have to run an ad to pay the bills. So I'll run that ad, and while that, you may or may not get an ad. Let me do that. That's been run. I can tell you a little bit about what's coming up on the channel. Tomorrow we are back doing an app demo, and one of the really cool app that came out earlier this year called OSC. What? Can't even find the thumbnail for the show I'm supposed to be doing tomorrow. It's somewhere here. Where are you? It's after that. So there it is, OSC, Elastic OSC. There you go. So we're doing this app tomorrow, Elastic OSC. So hopefully you can come and join us for that. And also, my friends, we are the Creative Hour is back. I can't find the thumbnail. You know the deal. So working back again on the weekend, doing working on my Song Timber stuff. So there's that. But while I'm here as well, 2 more subs for our dear friend Keeonra to get to 200. So the show is now hijacked. We will not be continuing until we get to 200. Oh, and we've already done it. Thank you, my friends, for getting our dear friend to 200, and you shouldn't stop there either. So go and sub her up because she is working on her Songtember song and doing live streams so you can watch her process as well. Congratulations, Keeonra, 200 subscribers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now, what a... If you've come to this interview late, that was Keeonra's third song that she's ever made in a DAW that she's learning to use on a live stream in front of you all. Pretty spectacular stuff, all right? I'm just going to keep singing your praises for that because, you know, I've seen other people come and go and try this kind of stuff and give up, and hell, it's very, very impressive. Now, gaming. Let's talk a little bit about gaming because you are a fucking geek and you speak my geek language. First computer, Keeonra?
Sinclair ZX Spectrum. When I
We
was
love those
12
yellows.
years old. When I was 12 years old. So that was what year is it? Yeah, a long time ago. How old am I? Yeah, okay, so that was 42 years ago. There we go, 42 years ago.
Good number.
Yeah, so I saved up my pocket money, and my parents going on a holiday, so family holiday. We went to Singapore and Hong Kong, and I saved up all my pocket money to buy a Sinclair ZX Spectrum computer while I was in Singapore because it was a lot cheaper. So yeah, and then brought it home and thought, well, what do I do with it now? Which was a bit sad. So I got a magazine, which was one of a few. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. So it was one of a few magazines. I can't even remember the name of it, but it was published in the UK because everyone at the time was then starting to buy Commodore 64 computers.
I was a VIC-20 was my first one.
Ah, there you go. I missed the whole Commodore 64 thing. I had a Sinclair ZX Spectrum. I thought this was awesome. No, it was shit because it didn't take off. So it was like the whole VHS beta cassette thing where VHS was just popular. And of course, yeah, my family had beta, but anyway, we won't go there.
Yes,
Must have been genetics.
ZX just didn't work in Australia. In the UK, it was the number
big.
one. But Commodore
Huge in
was
the
huge
UK.
here. Amstrad had a little bit of the game.
Yep. So I didn't. So games were hard to come by. So I would get at the back of this computer magazine. I think it was called ZX Spectrum magazine or something. And at the back of the magazine, they had lines of code for a basic game. So I'd sit there and program lines of frickin' code, only to find that there was an error in their printing of the code.
Print error line 3
Yeah.
out of 900.
And it was, yeah. And it was like 1,200 lines later. It's like, run, error.
Print error 8. Print error 13. Print error
It's like,
23.
really? So, yeah, there are some things I question about my life and my life choices. But one of the games that I did get on cassette for that computer was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh.
The very first, the original.
I remember it.
And I couldn't land the plane for shit. So my sibling and I would try and get the plane as high as we could, as much altitude, and see how fast we could crash the bloody thing. And then the other game I had was a line by line, like typing, The Hobbit. You know,
I remember playing The Hobbit.
Go left here.
Yes.
Open door.
A dark room with a murky thing in the corner. Should you touch it?
Yeah.
Of course
all that
I
sort of
should.
stuff. So that was my first introduction. And at the same time, I think they were called BBC computers were just coming out. And we had, I think, 8 at my high school. And so, yeah, I was one of the very first geeks to join the computer club at high school. So I was in the music suite and the computer club and in the library. So absolute nerdy geek. No wonder I was hated by all. So, yeah, I was that person. And, yes, my school holidays were spent playing the recorder and getting graph paper out and writing code to draw a square box.
Sounds like my life. Yeah, I was a of course, I was a tape trader, Commodore 64, because, hey, you could,
Yep.
in the old days, we had boom
Oh, yeah.
boxes and you could put a cassette in and put a blank cassette in and you could copy
Yep.
games across and sell them to your friends at school. I know, total illegal, but who gives a shit? It is what
Yeah.
it is. You got to be an entrepreneur where you can.
That's it.
Do you still get video games these days? I mean, I'm still a gamer. I look at graphics now and just go, can you believe that
Yeah.
we thought back then Pong was
Yeah.
amazing?
I am a big gamer. I haven't stopped gaming. I've been a gamer all my life. My family are gamers. As I said, there's a member of the household of my family who streams on Twitch. I stream on Twitch and have a Keeonra Gaming YouTube channel, which has a little fewer than 200 subscribers. I think I've got 8. But I haven't done a lot there recently either. This is my year of transformation. I've had a lot of issues in the previous year, couple of years to that, with my mother passing away. Really fucked me up. So it hasn't been a pleasant time the last few years, and that's one of the reasons why I've been absent from everything pretty much. I sort of got absent from life, and I've discovered, hey, life's pretty good and it can be better. So I've gotten into gaming and gotten into streaming and just living life and doing it. So yeah, big gamer. I don't know of a day where I don't game. Again, that's another happy place for me.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time, as long as you ignore dicks that are in chat abusing you for multiplayer games, that's the other bad thing. But I played World of Warcraft for over 20 years. Overwatch, I love Helldivers 2 at the moment, like, you know, just blowing things up. And then
As you do.
As you do, you got to have an outlet. But as much as I enjoy that, I like things like Dorf Romantic. I like Hearthstone. Battlegrounds at the moment is big, and I play duos with my fellow Twitch streamer, and we stream together, which is really cool as well. So yeah, gaming is a big part of my life and was the major common thread between Mr. Keeonra and myself, and how we got together was gaming is our big thing. So we are very much pro gamers. We dislike the rhetoric that comes out that gaming is bad and evil and all the rest of it. Bullshit. Research indicates otherwise, and I started doing an IT degree at university many years ago, and most of my assignments I tried to get gaming in there, and then I changed my degree to psychology because that was fun and interesting, and why not? So I was always pushing that, not that sort of story, but letting people know that there is as much research on the other side to prove that there are so many benefits from gaming, and it's not all negative, and it's really not. There's more positives out of gaming than anything. It gives people who perhaps do have mental disorders, mental health disorders, it gives them an opportunity to have a social outlet. You can actually chat to people online. If you have social anxiety or whatever and leaving the house is an issue, you can have friends from all over the world. And that's huge. That's massive. That's so important. You can have fun. You can have meaning. You can have purpose. Games, the main thing, and okay, I'll get my soapbox out for a little bit here, but the main reason why the rhetoric is there is because other industries are going to lose money if gaming continues to be so big. That's it.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with newspapers and television when it first came
Same
out.
thing with vapes and cigarettes. It's,
Yeah. Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
somebody
There's-
feels like they're going to miss out, so they stamp.
Yep.
They do everything they can to stamp it out.
Yeah.
It's,
So I am pro gaming. I am not so much pro social media stuff. I think that is dangerous. Can be like anything in life. It's an extension of humanity and the tools that we can use. You know, a great person said, with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, Spider-Man. So it's one of those things that I think gaming should be for everyone. If you haven't tried a game, do it. I dislike those that say, "Oh, kids are spending too much time on computers and stuff. They're not well balanced." It's like, nah, nah.
That's a you thing. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. There's other things at play here.
Yeah, you can control that.
Yeah. So I really, yeah. Gaming is a big part of my life. So and why not?
Yeah,
Why not have
exactly.
fun?
I,
Life's
t-
to be
I
have
preach it
fun.
here on the channel all the time. Hey, if you're halfway through a song and you're having trouble, you go somewhere else. Go do something else. Go pick up a game. Go shoot people mindlessly in GTA. Whatever. You're not hurting anybody. Hello to the Mix Club. And look at this, who's rolled in here. It's the Source Man himself. Well, hello there, early riser. Good to see you, Mike Enjo. Thanks for joining us. One of your dear friends who you've met in real life. I've met this guy in real life too. I wouldn't call him a friend. Call him an acquaintance. That's a joke. There we go. But
He's been to my house. He knows where I live, so I have to be nice to him.
he's good people, and you know,
He's good people.
the thing is, like as you mentioned at the beginning, if it probably wasn't for Mike, you probably wouldn't have started this journey because you know that's how you got going. And we're going to talk. All right, well let's come back to that. We're going to play another
back to
song
that.
because we've got a few more to play in here. We've got some time. This one's a shorter one. Remember, folks, this is a fourth track that she's released. I love that we're doing this in order. It's such a nice story. So this is the Lo-Fi Cat. And I'm just going to play it. I don't like asking the whys and hows. You just got to experience it. And that's the way we're going to roll right now. Let's Oj with the Lo-Fi Cat. Boom. Boom. I think I can speak for everybody in the chat. I'm a fan of Pussy. Can't get enough of it, actually. It's been a while. But everybody loves cats, don't you?
Oh yes, cats. Yes, yes,
Yes. But
yes.
I mean, you could just write a song that's not about cats and just put cats in it, and instant winner. Fabulous stuff. So I don't know where my brain goes sometimes. It's a curiosity. It's going to probably be. Shut up, Jade. Don't even go there. How the fuck did you find this community? How the fuck did you get into finding people that help you kick off making music?
I googled that shit. Yeah. I so yeah. 4 years ago, we're going to hold on to your hats, kids. 4 years ago, my mum, who was an amazing mum, survived that cancer from years ago, into remission, lived a very long and healthy life. I was actually in a production of Oliver as one of the main characters singing on stage. And at the time, it was that whole inconvenience thing was going on and borders closed and all the rest of it. And my mum was going to come over to see it, but because of borders and all the rest of it, and she was in her 80s, didn't happen. It was a bit upsetting, but that's okay. Life goes on. Day after the last performance for the week, got a phone call and she told me she had cancer. And it was like, no, not, no, you can't, no, just no, and you go through all that stuff. And so it was pancreatic cancer. And I went, oh,
Sure,
shit.
that's a not come
Yeah.
back from.
And I'd lost a dear close work colleague many years prior to that, and we were the same age at the time. He was in his early 40s and left this planet. So it was like, okay, that's it. On the next flight. This is not John Farnham's last tour. There's only going to be one. It's not his farewell tour. There's only going to be one chance. I'll talk about where my dark comedy comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, a big Monty Python fan, that's for sure. But I knew what was coming. I knew that time was not on our side. So packed bags on the plane, hired this amazingly huge house on the beachfront and said, we're here. There will be an elephant in the room. We're not talking about it. We're going to play Mum's favourite game of Scrabble. We're going to eat Chinese takeaway, her favourite, every night. And we're just going to fucking live to the last second. We're going to enjoy this. So if you look on my Facebook page, there is a picture of the sunset. That's the last sunset we saw together. And Mum had previously given me all of her plans for her funeral, as people when they get to that age do. And I understand that more than anything. I was actually a funeral director for a couple of years in Adelaide as part of my career. So I've worked in mortuary and planned funerals and attended funerals, driven the hearse, which don't ever listen to heavy metal while driving a hearse and bop along while there's a coffin in the backs. People do stare at traffic lights, just saying.
So no Slayer when you're in the hearse. There we go.
Not too loud anyway, and no bopping. You got to hold that shit back.
No
you really
Wayne's
do.
World.
Just the solemn and the nod while you're going. Anyway, so you do that from the inside. But yeah, so she didn't have a lot of time left. We had an amazing time, and then border crossings and everything. It was a nightmare with all of that at the time. But we were very fortunate to spend that time together. And one of the things that she said she wanted as part of her funeral, which we absolutely respected, was she wanted the song Going Home Durack's song Going Home. And so I had, because I'd been a funeral director previously, I got in touch with my previous workplace, and one of the people I worked with for many years was still there. And so I organised the funeral prior to her passing, which was so incredibly hard to do from Perth. um, we knew the inevitable, and so I was just being pragmatic because I knew when the time came I was going to be an absolute mess and write off. So while my part of my brain could compartmentalize that shit, I just got on with it. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool? I'd love to sing. I'm a singer. I'd love to sing at Mum's funeral, but there's no way in hell that I'd be able to hold it together. Just no. I wonder if there's any way I could record it. So I do have kids, and my daughter is an amazing singer as well. And so she and we found a friend of a friend through Facebook here in Perth. They referred me to a little local, you know, back shed of a backyard sort of thing, recording studio. And so I went there, and my daughter and I recorded Going Home for my mum's funeral, and we played it at her funeral. When After we'd recorded the vocals, and I had no idea what I was doing, he said, "Oh, have you got a backing track?" And I said, "There's a YouTube video. Can you get stuff from that? I don't know how this works." And he showed me his whole setup and the computer, and the big monitors and all the buttons, all the clicky bits, and I was just like, "Oh, clicky bits!" There were so many clicky bits. So I was in awe at his clicky bits. And I just saw everything. I just saw everything that he was doing and how he was doing it, and how he made our vocals shine with just this piano backing. And I actually got permission from the YouTuber somewhere in Europe and asked if I could use that piano track for that. And that took weeks to organize all of that. So it was probably a good thing to keep my mind off what was really going on in real life in between phone calls to family back in Adelaide. But that was when I was like, that looks really cool. I want to do that. How hard could that possibly be? So I Googled that shit, and Mike Enjo came up in the results.
Wow, that's scary.
So I know, right? So yeah, I watched almost every video of Mike's ever done. That's the scary part. To have him in my bedroom on the big screen is really scary.
Oh God.
So but it was great. It was like, wow, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could do that. And of course it was cakewalk, so it was free. That's my favorite price.
Yes.
So I was like, I've got to do this. I really want to do this. And so that opened up a whole new world that I'd never knew existed before. I thought a door was something with a handle that you turn and open. And a bus was something that was part of public transport. So
they hang on, they still are those things.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I understand
there
now.
can be
now
two.
I get it. It can be two.
There
Oh my
can be
God.
two.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
I should have Googled that shit too.
He's a good teacher, Mike, isn't he? Look,
he's brilliant.
I joke because Mike's a friend, but if you don't know who Mike Enjo is, Creative Source, he's here in the chat. Go and subscribe to him because he knows his shit.
He does.
Please continue.
Thank you very much. Yes. So yeah, thanks to Mike. And look, Mike was amazing because I actually reached out to Mike, and he actually phoned me. And who's this Mike guy calling me? And we got to talking.
And boy, can he talk.
More than me, which is a lot. I mean, marbles underwater. I mean, but yeah, so no, I mean, he's an amazing person, and I'm very privileged to call him my friend now too.
Yes.
And we had a lot in common. There were certain threads that were in the happening in the background that was like, really? Oh my God. So, you know, where do you live? And the first question for Perthonites is, do you live north of the river or south of the river? They do have a bridge, it's okay. But you know, it's this whole north-south thing. It's very weird. But and then we got to talking, and it worked out. We lived in the same suburb, like 5 minutes away from each other. And it's like, really? Ah, okay. And so we talked more. He actually came over to my house, helped me get my studio together almost in person. Um, and
Wow, are
I
you
just,
shitting me? He
yeah.
really did that.
He really did that. He let me
Wow.
know what computer to get, how to do things, all the rest of it. And I was just like, mate, you're going above and beyond. You don't need to, like, I'm just a nobody. You're this famous YouTuber. And he's such a down to earth guy, and
He
geez, he
is.
can talk a lot. Oh my God. I mean, no, you can't shut him
I'll
up.
bet
I
you
mean,
two
yeah.
together would be.
Honestly, if we say, hey, I haven't caught up with you, Vash, can I come over for a coffee? It's like I've got a book out for like 6, 7 hours. It's TikTok man. Um, but yeah, it's no, he's an amazing person, a really good friend. We've really been through some tough times personally with each other and helped each other out, which is awesome too. Um, but yeah, I would have gone down this route anyway if it hadn't been for Mike. It's just that Mike was the sort of dominant result that came up, and was down to earth, and yeah, really good teachers, like, and showed things that was like, well, I can do that. That is easy to do.
Yeah.
That is simple to do. And that was part of why I wanted to start my YouTube channel, because I was so terrified of getting in front of the camera, so terrified of doing it all. Is like, well, I've got nothing to lose. I've had my low point. We haven't discussed that yet, but I have, it can't be that bad. And I wanted to show you to other people that, I started this in my 50s. I'd never done it before. I'd never written a song before, never produced a song before, never used a DAW before. And I'm just going to show people how make mistakes, Google that shit, work it out, do stuff, and just make it happen. And maybe one or two people might listen to it. Maybe not. Who gives a shit? Most of it is more catharsis for myself. I can't even say, it's too early. The sun's only just gotten up here. It's more of a cathartic sort of situation of making music. I mean, this is more for me than anything. But if it gives any person a moment of happiness, a moment of joy, a smile on their face, to say, yeah, actually, penguins do matter, and not melt the ice, Russ. Anyway, not singling anyone out, not judging, but anyway, so yeah, that's where it sort of came from. It came from an event that I wished didn't have to be the catalyst, but I'm glad a catalyst occurred for my music studio to be created in the memory of not only but my mum, but also my dad, who is big in music as well. So um I come from a long line of musicians and singers in my family, so it goes back generations. So it's good. It's good.
A beautiful story to share. And thank you for being so candid. It takes a lot to share such stories. And, you've blown my mind with Mike's extent to doing that, because, I mean, he's a legend. It's and he's got an amazing vocalist on all of his music, Susie. Jeez. Wouldn't mind having her on one of my songs. How much does that cost, Mike, to get her on one of my songs? Anyway, let's keep going forward. So what do we got here? Let's play a song, and then we got plenty of time to talk and wrap things up. So this is, what are we, fifth song in order? Bag Up. Let's play it. We'll come back. You ready, folks? Grab yourself a beverage, whatever it is you need to do, and we're going to kick back and play this track. Let's do it right now. It's on the Oge. On the Oge, page, emoji, page. Let's Oge. I would normally put some applause at the end of the song, but it just would have broken up the feeling of that. That was beautiful. You know what? It's funny. I said this before. I have people on my list of who I'm going to interview, and the list is still incredibly long. What are we up to? We're like up to almost 190 interviews on this channel. And you look through the list sometimes and see names and go, yeah, it just doesn't feel right. And just today, for me personally, like, fuck everyone else. No, I needed this.
Good.
I needed that song, right? I feel
Yeah.
very relaxed, right? I've had a very full on few. And we're not going into that or anything like that, but I just needed this, and it just it's amazing how in this world of chaos, how sometimes the stars align and things feel right. That was just beautiful. It blows my socks off, Keeonra, because I feel like I've been there from the beginning of your journey, making music and coming into it at Song Timber, high pressure situation to actually make music and be learning how to make music at the same time. It's just a fucking incredible achievement, and it blows my mind. You are very inspiring, let me tell you that.
Thank you.
So, and speaking of that, if you haven't subscribed, you better get over there, because she's doing the same thing right now. Now, I've even seen you on your channel taking on the incredible feat of trying to score actual video.
Oh yeah, I love doing
Fuck.
that.
It's
Yeah.
just that.
Yeah. That's challenging, and that I love doing that because I love music from movies, from video games, and it is so challenging to do. Is like, okay, what is the director trying to convey? What music and art and literature and video games and movies, it's all about telling the story. How can we tell a story? So for example, that last piece of music that I did, very important piece of country for the local Indigenous people, and the frog noise that you hear at the start can only be heard for 1 week of the year. 1 week of the year, and the sounds together are incredibly, it is so concentrated with life, and it's like literally meters away from houses and roads and suburbia. You couldn't believe it, and it's right next to the Perth Swan River. So it's like, how can I encompass and pay tribute and respect the natural sounds that are there and the pictures that I'm taking. And so that's what I do when I try and score things. It's like, what's the message that's trying to be conveyed? Because when I with my singing, and I in recent years, well, a number of years, the pre-inconvenience times, I for many years sang with the West Australian Symphony Orchestra chorus. And the reason I got into that was that I heard that they were going to do the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies live. And I
Wow.
love
Yes.
I love Lord of the Rings, and love the music, and always have. And I thought, I have got to do this. And I practiced like there was no tomorrow. And such a stressful audition. And yeah, I got in, and I was over the moon about getting in. And I did the three movies live on stage with the full West Australian Symphony Orchestra, which are amazing to sing with. Only one of three orchestras in the world that have a dedicated choir with them as well. So it was just amazing. The the music was literally, you're on stage for the entire movie of the 3 hours, and uh, the turnaround time for learning the music, there was hundreds of pages of music, and you had the timing of counting was like some bars where, if you think about, some of the scenes in the film, it changes tempo all the time, and there's 7/9, 12/8, 12/7. What is that time signature? It was just like some horrendous things, but the percussion section loved it. But that was my inspiration. It's like, I want to do that. That's really, really cool. I want to be able to do that one day. So I've always loved music for movies, and I thought doing that sort of thing, because I've always enjoyed conducting and doing that when I used to do it in choirs years ago. Um, so yeah, composing was just like, oh, I want to get into this, and that's when I changed from cakewalk to actual Cubase, because Cubase as a DAW is better handles video. Not that cakewalk couldn't, it could, but it was a bit clunky. And so I thought, well, what's the better door to go to? And that by that time, a couple of years ago, it was a case of, yeah, I'm in. You know, I've done the free bit, time to go all in. And I just went wild and bought lots of string libraries and went shopping. But
I
yeah,
remember
it was,
watching that transition. It was like using, I mean, a door is a door is a door is a door,
yeah,
and they're all pretty much, they've got beautiful stuff in them, and there's no competition. Whatever you
no,
use is whatever you use.
yeah.
And yeah, watching you do that was just a beautiful thing. Well, how was it confronting doing it in front of people, like going, "Hey, I'm switching doors, and now I have to do this in front of everybody."
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I get more positive. Well, I don't get any negative feedback. I guess that's the advantage. There's a disadvantage to only having now, thank you everyone, 200 subscribers, but there's also an advantage. You don't get any negative feedback. It's wonderful. Um, so it's great, but that's the thing. And again, I always got to try and ground myself and be realistic and go, hey, I'm doing this for me, but I'm also, if one person gets a moment of joy, or it's like, oh, that's how you do that. Cool. I didn't know that. Or, oh, well, you do that in an interesting way. I do it differently, and start a conversation, which is great. Um, and it benefits people. There's more benefits than downside. So, I've got nothing to lose. So I give it a shot and give it a go. And yeah, scoring to film is really, really challenging. The QTube has some amazing film clips, but you can also just get free clips. And I did that for one of the pieces. I didn't pick that one today. Um, Jade limited me, but that's okay. But one of them, I actually put the clips together and tried to score a bit of a story with that music just to challenge myself, which was really cool. But I've always loved, music for things, videos, TVs, movies, and scoring to that just adds that level of emotion that that wouldn't be there without it. And I always think of the the power of silence. And my reference for that is that one Buffy episode. You'll know the one. Um, where silence is.
There's a lot of Buffy episodes.
There's a lot of Buffy, but there's only one with no music.
Oh, is it? Why do I
Yeah,
not recall that? I'll be honest, I didn't watch a lot of Buffy.
yeah. So there is one episode where Joss Whedon actually, on purpose, had no music, and it is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen because I notice it.
Yeah,
You
right.
notice it.
You do, don't you?
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so the silences are just as important as the music and the choice of instruments and when to play and what not to play and all the rest of it. So yeah, it is very challenging to pick the right emotion without being too cliche.
Mm.
Because a lot of, oh, this is music for a romantic thing. This is music for a car chase. This is music for, and it's like, I want to challenge. Yeah, it's just a fun challenge for me. And I enjoy doing it. So yeah,
We're going to get to our little dark session here in a moment. But what I do need to remind folks, we have a really, just for next week's interview. And while Mike Enjo, if he's still here, and Pete Johns is still here, it's somebody that we all three of us know. And I'm just going to put up a quick photo. So here's a motley crew hanging out at a pub. There's Mike Enjo on the end over here. There he is. Look at him. There's Mike Enjo. There's me looking as stupid as ever. And Pete Johns looking as metal as ever over there. And who's this guy here? This guy is a friend of ours that we've known for a little while. His name's Dan. And he'll be on the show next week talking about his amazing music. And boy, oh boy, what a sick musician he is. And Yeah, an incredible human being. I'm very excited to have him on the show. Just wanted to put that out there. The show will be up very soon, but he's coming on next week, Dan, and his music is sick. He released, Keeonra, a remake of the original Counting Crows album, August and Everything After, and totally reimagined all of the tracks to be his own, and it is one of the most amazing albums I've ever heard. So now you came onto this scene and jumped straight in, feet first, didn't give a shit and just went for it. And then you disappeared for a little bit.
A little bit. When my mother passed away, I'm really good at just getting on with life and just, it's another day, just, same shit, different day, just get on with it. And so I did. And I put all of those emotions and everything in a little box and tied it up with string really, really tightly and just put it in the back of my mind and not dealt with it. So time-wise, about 18 months after my mum passed away, it's like, the string's giving way. No. So I just grieved and I just had to let things go. And it was a time where I didn't have a song in my heart. I didn't want to sing, didn't want to do music, didn't want to play an instrument. Sometimes didn't even want to listen to music. It's almost as if a part of me died and the music was attached to it. And I guess it goes back to my mum always singing, always having the radio on, always listening to music, always dancing around the house. There was just a part of me that I just had trouble letting go. There's a plug for an upcoming song. It's called Let Go. Anyway, that's been on the back burner for about 4 years now. But even though I helped to counsel people dealing with grief, I worked as a funeral director for a couple of years. I've done my psychology degree. I've worked as a mental health support worker, trying to help people deal with emotions and stuff. I'm the worst at it, which is often the case. So, it was a time where it's like, I just don't, I'm not interested. And I just thought, right, I'll park it. I'll just park it. It's there. If I want to get back to it, I will. If I don't, I won't. Life goes on. Family stuff, real life stuff, just things changed. And I thought, that's okay. And I think I got a bit burnt out as well.
Yeah.
And I've done burnt out in a really, really, really bad way from a work perspective years ago in the corporate world. I was gaslit in the workplace and went through a horrible, horrible time, which ended my career. Apparently, I was the one that was supposed to leave, not them. So that was a horrible time in my life. Nearly lost the house, nearly became homeless. Yeah, that was awful. So with all of that sort of stuff going on, I've just been, stoic and you just get on with shit. And so didn't deal with it. It dealt with me, whether I wanted to or not, as sometimes these things happen. And so, yeah, my mental health came first and was like, no, you know what? No, I'm going to spend another day in bed and I'm not getting out of it for anyone. So, and that's it. So I don't talk about my own mental health stuff too much. But I do for the purpose of helping others to normalize it. I have worked as a mental health first aid instructor as well, and I've taught people that course and prevention and mental healthiness. And so it's very important to talk about. And Mike and Joe and I did. Mike came over to my studio and we did a show together. That video is on my YouTube channel as well. We get into the dark crevices of all of that for an episode. I think it's had about 30 views or something.
It's ridiculous that it's had so little views. If you haven't seen it, folks, go and watch it. I remember being there and watching that live, and it was. I love it when the people I watch step out of their comfort zone and expose themselves. It's a very hard thing to do. Yeah. And it was great to see, obviously not great, but empowering to see Mike even too, because doing this kind of work, this thing, work? Sitting in front of the camera in a room with nobody around talking to yourself. It's a bizarre job.
It's weird,
It
isn't
is
it?
fucking
It is
weird.
just weird.
And you kind of pinch yourself going, is this really happening? What is this? What is surrounded
Yeah.
by all this bloody gear and stuff? And
Yeah.
and you have to, you want to put on it's a performance at the same time, and you got to keep people engaged, and at the same time you don't want to like make it sad. And but I think I love it when I see one of my favorite creators just open up. It really drives home, oh shit, they are more than just this face in a box, which is beautiful. And so congratulations. If you haven't seen
Thank you.
there it is. Man, I have the
Thomas Christ, you're a legend.
I swear to God, I would do anything for Thomas Christ. He is the there is no better moderator on YouTube. I'm telling
I know,
you that.
right?
He's
the bomb.
He's the
awesome.
god. So there's the link if you want to go and check that out.
Yeah, thank you for that.
So you're back now, though. You're back.
Yes, I'm back.
And
Let's do it.
You're doing
Living
live
life to the
streams.
fullest.
You're
Yep.
doing the Songtember thing. How's that going?
Fuck me, honestly. Oh, told you there's going to be an F-bomb or two. How many are?
hang
How
on,
many
hang
are
on.
my?
Oh, it's too late. Sorry.
Hang on. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Fuck me,
All right,
huh?
No. Yeah. Look, I'm imposter syndrome. Honestly, it sucks ass. Big hairy balls. It really does. I just. So
Balls.
balls. I really dislike a part of me that is, we all have it. And the funny thing is, studying psychology is both good and bad because you end up putting yourself on the couch and analyzing yourself as part of even your studies, which is really sad and confronting. But I know that this part of me is normal and natural and it keeps us alive, it keeps us safe. It's the risk management system of our brain saying, hang on, we're afraid of that. We need to protect ourselves and not do that sort of thing because we will have these feelings and we don't like these feelings and it could be dangerous to us. So I know it's normal and natural, but I still don't like it. So when I get to a point in my song and it's just like, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, there is a point, and finally, a few days ago, I went, there it is. And I smile and I go, I'm liking this. I'm okay with this. Yes, I can do this. And it is that whole vulnerability thing. It's almost like, doing a nutty run, taking the gear off and just going for a run down the street. And
Have you done that?
I'm so glad that there was no phone cameras or social media.
Right. So there you go,
I
folks.
can't remember what I did,
She's done
but
the nutty.
apparently there might have been. Who knows? That's a whole nother episode.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm doing Songtember and I want to do all these other songs. I have lots of plans to be more creative. One of the things I did actually, and I must thank my friend Laureen from another great female music producer, because there's so few of us in the world, only about 5% of music producers are female, identify as female. So I am very grateful to her. We catch up, and we're catching up after this live stream today. She's based in the US and we chat, and she's been on Mike's show as well. She's produced some amazing music. We actually did a song together, which was part of on the Music for Life album as well. So I did a solo and a project with her as well, which was inspired by someone who raises awareness of cancer in Melbourne here in Australia. Yes, the produce aisle. Yes, she's amazing, Maureen, and she highlighted this thing to me called The Artist's Way, which I'm going to do a video on for my channel at some time in the future. I'm still collating all the video for that, but it's a book by Julia Cameron, I think, and it's like a 12-week program. It's similar to AA. It's actually based on AA, and there you are. You found it. There you go. Thank you, Jade. And I thought, I saw some YouTube videos on it, and I thought, I've got to get my shit together. How can I get my shit together? I'm not motivated to go into my amazing studio, which I've invested a lot of time, effort, and money into, and I'm not using it. I'm not doing it. Why am I not doing it? So I did the artist way, and we did it together. And Lorraine, I hope she's okay with me talking about this. I assume so. I'm sure it's okay. But she'd done this before and said, yeah, it was great. And I saw these YouTube videos of other people doing it, saying it was life changing. I thought, yeah, I'll call bullshit. But yeah, so I thought, oh, I'll get the book, I'll do it, let's see what happens. It's life changing. I'm here in the studio doing shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't before, am now, and I had to take a good, long, hard look at myself and go, actually, you know what? I'm not alone. This is a struggle by most artists. We struggle with ourselves. One of my own sayings is the only thing basically that holds us back is ourselves. And we got to get over that. Just get out and do it. And I think the more you do that, motivation doesn't happen. Action creates motivation. So if you actually go and do something, you become more motivated. So like for today, it's like, oh yeah, no, my song temper's not that shit because, I've just been lifted up by all these wonderful people in the chat, and I've been on Jade's show and my music, and it's like, oh yeah, I actually haven't listened to my music in a long, long time. Like, it's not half bad. It's okay. Because we are all our worst critics. And it was just wonderful to be able to go through that for 3 months together and support each other with that. And one of the things in the book is about passing that on to others. And so I have another friend who, thank you, Ashley, yes, words, you're only limited by your own limitations. That's my saying. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley, for
reminding me my own thing, which, look, not enough coffee. I need another coffee. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning here, so it's a bit early for me. But yes, you're only limited by your own limitations. And I think I've now got the book, talking to another person who is retired and always wanted to be an artist and never got to do that. And she's been in a bit of a dark place. And I said, you have to buy this book. And then she said, can you walk me through it? So I'm about to do that whole program again with her and hold her hand and tell her that it's okay. We just need to hear that. It's okay.
Isn't that amazing? We have circled from the very beginning when I opened this show, telling people to give somebody a call this week and tell them, see if they're doing okay. And we end today's show on it's okay.
It's okay.
It's a good thing to hold on to because it's better than holding on to a lot of other stuff that is going around at the moment. I want to thank you for coming on this show today and bearing your soul. There's so much more, like always, on these shows that we could have talked about. But You know what? Sometimes it's nice to go away and have a little bit more under the for when you come back for a rewind show. And we love doing rewind shows and seeing where people have gone since the last time you were on here. We are going to close out today's show with something Russ mentioned earlier on. Russ wrote in the chat, thank you, Keeonra, for being a part of the Music for Life charity album.
Yeah,
so if you don't know what the Music for Life charity album is, it has been run by Russ8889. We've done 2 of them so far. We did one for the UK where we raised money for Teenage Cancer Trust, and so many amazing artists have been a part of that particular double album. Then this year we released the Canada version, which so many artists again got involved. And right now, submissions are actually open for the US version. So all that money goes to Teen Cancer Trust in America. And next year will be the Aussie version. So Russ is amazing at pulling these things out. But of course, me and Russ, and we work behind the scenes to make all this thing happen. But it wouldn't happen without you. So, thank you, and thank you, Keeonra, because we're going to close with the song that you submitted. But of course, before we do go, the last question that I have to ask everybody on this show, possibly the most ridiculous question of all time. If somebody was considering becoming creative, no matter what it is, when would be the best time for them to start, Keeonra?
Oh, look, I'm glad you asked. I actually have a list here.
Oh, shit. Fucking, no.
Yeah, so
Hang on, where's that?
I've just put it down.
Hang on.
Shit. So look,
Oh, God.
I suggest that when you start, you got to write a list of all the things you need to do. So you need to save for retirement. You need to clean the bathroom and do a bit of vacuuming. Get the groceries done.
Right.
If you've got family, look after them. No, do it now. Silly goose.
There we
Now.
are. There we are. It's a trick question, folks. But you know what? It's never going to go away, that question, because we need to be reminded. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Don't.
Just do it.
And you know, if you can't do it right now, go do something else. Do
Go
something
play a
else. you
video
enjoy.
game.
Exactly. Anything. Go for a walk. Buy an icy pole, or they call them ice lollies in the US, whatever. Suck on an icy pole.
Sing along to ABBA.
Sing along to ABBA. All the things. I want
All
to
the
thank
things.
all of you guys for coming along and hanging out in the live chat. You guys help make this show as well. Mike says, great show, wonderful people. Thank you so much. You're all great. There's the link if you want to get involved with the charity album 2025 for US. That's all there and all that jazz. This song is called Lost. Remember, next week we have Devious Dan coming on the show. I'm so pumped to have Dan on the show. And I'm just going to announce it now and say it as it is. I don't have a date yet, but we will have an interview with Venus Theory, who is an amazing YouTuber.
Ooh, yes.
The deal is done. We're just sorting out a
Wow.
date right now. I'm incredibly excited to have Venus
Yeah.
Theory coming on the show. Good guy.
Yeah.
Woo.
Awesome.
Get under control.
Breathe.
Oh, Venus Theory.
Breathe.
Damn. So we
Breathe.
will have Cameron on the show coming up. So that is a
That's
thing.
awesome.
Very pumped. But this is Lost by Keeonra. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Keeonra.
Thank you, my friend.
All the clicky bits are in the description, so make sure you go and click. Thanks for getting Keeonra over 200 subs, and if you haven't done so yet,
Yes.
get her up to
Thank you.
205 or whatever you can. Makes the YouTube overlords smile with glee. This is Lost, and do all the things. You know what I mean? You know all the things, the good things. Don't do the bad things. The bad things stink. This is Lost by Keeonra Music. That's Oj. See you later.
Now I can go on with you by my side, lost in your gaze once more.